talk about the prospect list because I was kind of curious on Fangraphs's. It was the first time we've seen Jackson Jobe listed below a pitcher, and Chris, it was Reese Olson that came. Reese Olson that came in higher than Jackson Jobe.
Yeah, I mean that was the one that raised eyebrows, right? But I think ever since the Tigers acquired Reese Olson, Fangraphs has always been the highest on him, and that was back when Kylie McDaniel was still there. And now Kylie McDaniel's at ESPN, and Reese Olson isn't on that list, so we are safe to presume that Eric Longenhagen is the one who really likes Reese Olson. Um, yeah, I mean, having him above Job doesn't necessarily mean a ton to me, but that he's on a top 100 prospect list at all was kind of curious to me because to me, I'm pretty sure he's a reliever. But to Longenhagen, he still thinks he can start, and I bet the Tigers will continue to start him. So maybe it'll happen. I don't think his fastball command, based on his delivery and what we've seen from him, I don't think the fastball command will ever be good enough for him to consistently start. And beyond that, my main issue, I don't think his slider is a true plus pitch. I think it flashes above average at times, but I don't think it's because we've kind of made the comparison to Alex Lang before. His changeup is outstanding, Reese Olson's, and he'll be able to use that whenever he wants, and he throws it to right-handers, left-handers, and it's a really good pitch. And his slider will flash above average, but I don't think it's consistent enough for him to be that Alex Lang 80% breaking ball in off speed type of reliever. We'll see. He's not a finished product by any means. I think he just turned 23. So yeah, I don't know. It's on the one hand, I was like, huh, that's interesting. On the other hand, it's like, hey, well, it's cool to have another Tigers name on some sort of top 100 prospect, right? That's the more the merrier.
People would give the slight pause about that, but as far as that goes, and I think with Olson too, I think Chris we talked about this before. It's an issue of stamina. I mean, in terms of getting the third time around in the order, that's where we saw some of that struggle. It could be just building up arm strength. It could be that pitching on a new level. But again, he could start the season in Toledo or Erie. I mean, right now they're gonna have Toledo's rotation. I initially thought that Erie's rotation, just thinking about this out loud, would be but Toledo and Erie, both of them stack up to be pretty well, and looks like Olsen starts there.
I mean, they've got some decisions to make here in the down the stretch here. I know they've you said you got Brisky, you got Hill starting games, right? But I don't know if those guys are going to be starters by the end of spring training.
Right.
As much as they all have some starter traits, they may just eventually get forced to the bullpen by other starters behind them. So we'll see. That's if I were to point to like one intriguing storyline for me over the first few months of the season in spring training, it would be who ends up being a starter and who ends up getting forced into the bullpen.